Alrighty, guys. So obviously I've been gone for over a month from NFL, so that's why I didn't have an NBA video up last night. Because I've been trying to catch up with stuff. I'm not fully catched up with everything. So I'm not gonna do a full video here. I will go over cash games. Maybe I'll go over a stack or two, but it's just gonna be a short video for you guys. And then I need to keep catching up with everything for the Discord and stuff. I need to, make that the priority right now. With me, you know, um, having to spread out my resting and stuff like that. But we'll go over cash games. Maybe I'll go over a stack or two. But it's gonna be a short video. Um, I'll just go over like some plays, stuff like that. And then, if you're watching from YouTube, make sure to come over to DFS Sports Reddit. I've pretty much been away for a month. I had severe COVID. I almost died. I was in the hospital for over a month. But I make posts here for um, NBA, NFL. My name is Shook_Dash. You can ask me whatever you want. I will always answer your questions. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can message me on Reddit. You can message me on Twitter at Tori Langley 1992. You can pretty much message me wherever. I will always get back to you guys. So yeah, just a short video. Just because I'm not caught up with pretty much everything yet, but I will go over cash games. I know, as you guys know, that's mainly what I play. More of a cash game grinder for NFL. But there are some GPP plays that I do like that I will go over as well, I guess. So for cash games, I think it's pretty straightforward this week. Now the slate is very very bad for GPPs. I think the slate's very straightforward for cash games. Very very bad for GPPs. Um, GPPs, I think you can pretty much do whatever you want this week. I don't think you have to follow really any rules. I don't even think you have to stack. I think you can pretty much do whatever you want for GPPs this week. But we're gonna go over cash games. Obviously, you don't need to stack in cash games. What do I mean by cash games? What are cash games? Cash games are pretty much anything that'll pay out 33% plus of the field. So your 50-50s, your double ups, your head to heads, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by cash games. So we're gonna go over that right now. So for quarterback, I think there are two quarterbacks that I really consider for cash games, and the first one is Patrick Mahomes at 7.9K, who has a really good matchup up against Jacksonville. This game should shoot out. Pretty sure it has a pretty high total as well. Has a nice high floor plus very high ceiling combo. Plus on top of the matchup, I think it's a very very good spot here for Patrick Mahomes. And I think if you're playing cash games, if you're spending up, you're probably spending up for Patrick Mahomes. And then you're either, if you're not going to Patrick Mahomes, you're going to Justin Fields at 6.5K, who I think makes for, I think I prefer Justin Fields to Patrick Mahomes. I like the spot up against Detroit. We've been streaming players against Detroit all year long. I don't see why that would change right now. So, this game definitely does have some shootout potential. Obviously, the Bears don't throw the ball a ton, but with Justin Fields' usage the past 4 weeks, I'm pretty high on him in cash games. I think his floor right now is extremely high. He's running the ball a lot. They're throwing the ball a little bit more, but we don't really care about that. We really just care about how many times he's going to run the ball. And if he's going to throw the ball 20 plus times, even better. So his floor, at this price tag, 6.5K, I think is very, very good. And right now, he's probably my favorite quarterback for cash games. So, like I said, if you're playing cash, probably just playing Mahomes or Justin Fields. Right now, I lean Justin Fields to Patrick Mahomes, but those are the two guys that I consider. Anyone else for cash that I think you can get to? Now, I was gonna say now Josh Allen is expected to play, I do believe. So I was gonna say Case Keenum is definitely cash game viable, but now with Josh Allen most likely coming back, that is now not an option. And so, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields for me. I think that is where I want to go for quarterback. For running back, obviously, if you have the money for Saquon Barkley, by all means, play him in cash games. Obviously, it's a scary, scary fade. Right now, personally, he's not in my cash game build, but um, phenomenal spot up against Houston, getting one of the highest usage rates in the NFL. He's not leaving the field. He's going to be on the field pretty much for the 100% of the snaps. Involved in the passing game, expectation of 25 to 30 touches at home. Just a phenomenal spot here for Saquon Barkley. So if you have the money for Saquon, by all means, play him. I think he makes for a phenomenal play. If you have the money for him, love it. Right now, he's not my cash game build, but very, very scared about that. Outside of that, I think Josh Jacobs is a fine cash game play. Not going to go out of my way to play him, though. I think Alvin Kamara stands out to me at 7.4K as a really good cash game play as well. I'm not too worried about last week with his only 4 targets. I think they're going to go back to that 6 to 10 target range for Alvin Kamara and 10 to 15 rush attempts. So under 8K as well. So I do prefer Kamara to Saquon Barkley point per dollar. Right now, I do have Kamara over Saquon Barkley. So I think Kamara makes for a very, very good cash game play. And I think Travis Etienne at 7.1K makes for a very good cash game play as well. Now, I wish we would see more targets and less rush attempts. I don't understand why they're running him 25 plus times a game and only giving him 3 targets a game. I'd much rather them give him 10 to 15 rush attempts a game and 6 to 8 targets a game, especially with how good of a pass catcher and running passing down back he is. So I don't really understand what Jacksonville's doing, but his usage right now very, very good. Gonna need him to get more passing volume though, but I think his 4 plus ceiling combo, good spot against Kansas City as well. I think makes for a very good cash game play at 7.1K. Now, we don't know news on Ezekiel Elliott. If I knew Ezekiel Elliott's going to be out, I'm going to love Tony Pollard, especially for cash, but we don't know that yet, so that's probably going to be a wait-and-see approach. That news we probably won't get. And then Dameon Pierce at 6.3K, I think is going to be a very, very popular cash game running back, but for good reason. His usage right now, his role in this offense, they want to give him the ball. He's involved in the passing game. Expectation of 25 plus touches. There's really nothing not to like about Dameon Pierce, so love Dameon Pierce for cash. Outside of that, I don't think there is much else. I think you really just want to focus on Saquon. I think Jacobs is fine. Kamara, Travis Etienne, Tony Pollard if Zeke's out, Dameon Pierce. I think those are the running backs that I would have in my cash player pool. I don't really think I'd get to anyone else for cash games, in my opinion. So for cash games, I think Tyreek's fine. I think Cooper Kupp's fine. You can definitely get to them in cash if you want to. Personally, for me, with the running back pricing and these guys are going to be spending down at wide receiver for cash games. So, while they are playable, I don't think it's optimal to go to those guys this week. I think we're going to want to sit in this range where you're probably going to get to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Probably going to get to one of these guys, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think right now, I think you want to get to, personally, for me, I think pick 2 out of these 3, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Amari Cooper. You can consider Waddle, Deontay Johnson, Christian Kirk. I would pick 2 of those 3 guys in this range. Right now, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, is definitely my favorite. And then Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, looks very, very good. Christian Kirk is fine. I definitely do prefer Juju over Christian Kirk, but I think that's in this range where we want to live in for wide receivers for cash games. Going down, there isn't much value. I think Rondale Moore's fine. Pickens, no thank you. They priced up all these wide receivers and they're just way, way overpriced. So if I'm going to go to a value wide receiver, there's 2 value wide receivers that I'd really consider for cash games. And the first one is going to be Donovan Peoples-Jones at 4.3K, who I think isn't overpriced. He's one of the wide receivers in this range that actually isn't overpriced. He's actually getting volume, and he does have upside. So his 4 plus ceiling combo of 4.3K I think is solid. I actually think he's one of the better value plays on the slate. And then another value play. These are the only 2 value plays I'd really consider for cash games. Now you're not gonna be jumping for joy playing Matt Collins, right? The only reason he's viable is because Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are out. And obviously, yeah, Waller's out. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be Adams, it's gonna be Hollins, it's gonna be Foster Moreau. Those are the 3 guys that are gonna be doing everything. So obviously Adams is going to be the alpha, and then Josh Jacobs, and then those other guys like Matt Collins, Foster Moreau. So I think Matt Collins is definitely worth it for cash games. I think him and Donovan Peoples-Jones, if you need value, are going to be the value guys that I would go to for wide receiver. For tight end, I don't think you want to spend over $3,500. I think you want to sit in this like 3.5K range. So Dulcich, I think is a very good cash game play. Evan Ingram, I think is fine. Foster Moreau right now, probably my first or second favorite cash game tight end. Dulcich, Foster Moreau, definitely my top 2. I don't have a lean on which I like more, but those would be my top 2 right now. I think Evan Ingram is completely fine. Then where is Cleveland? I think you definitely can consider Harrison Bryant at 2.7K, but I don't really think we need to do it on this slate. I really don't. So yeah, I think that cuts it for cash games. Now we did just get news that Matthew Stafford is going to be out, I believe. So if we can go for defense. So I still think with Josh Allen in, the Vikings are a viable option at 2.2K. I think the Cardinals, especially with Matthew Stafford likely to be out, if you can get to them, I definitely would try to, but you don't have to rearrange your whole lineup just because you can't get to a defense. But the Rams have such a terrible offensive line. They're going to be with the backup quarterback. The Cardinals realistically should smash for D. So if you have the money, I would definitely try to get to them for cash games. So yeah, I think that's it for cash games, guys. If I had to give you guys a cash game core, I'll be nice since I've been gone for so long. I'm gonna give you guys a free cash game core. So I think for me right now, my cash game core is going to have Justin Fields. It's going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's going to have Dameon Pierce. And then we'll either pick a running back or a tight end here. I think we're gonna go with Kamara. I think that's a pretty good cash game start for me right now. Or we can go Donovan Peoples-Jones. Listen, we'll throw Kamara in there, and then just pick one of Donovan Peoples-Jones or Matt Collins for wide receiver. So you can have a core of 5. I'm not sure which one I'm playing it between Matt Collins or Donovan Peoples-Jones, but one of them will be in my lineup. I'll let you know if that core changes. I'll let you know by tomorrow if that core changes on Reddit. So yeah, that is it for cash games. Are there any standalone plays that I like? So for quarterback, I really like Tua. I do. I think I don't think. Let's go to Miami. Where is Miami? I don't think a lot of people are going to be on this double, just because it costs so much money. But I think it's definitely doable, and I think you can make it work with like a Harrison Bryant bring back. I like this stack quite a bit. Might be my favorite GPP stack, just because we know where the targets are going. Right. This game should shoot out or has shootout potential. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle just eating up all the usage. We know where the ball is going to go. I think both of them look phenomenal this week. I think Tua looks great. Love that sack. What else? I think Fields is a fine GPP stack. You don't have to stack him. What else? Where is Jacksonville? There isn't much. On this slate, but I will say Jacksonville, I think it looks like a very good stack. Trevor Lawrence at 5.4K I think is too cheap, especially in this spot up against Kansas City in a possible shootout situation. I don't think I'm going to include Travis Etienne in my Trevor Lawrence stacks, but if I'm playing Trevor Lawrence, I'm definitely going to be playing Christian Kirk. And then I'm probably going to go to Evan Ingram in my Trevor Lawrence doubles, to be honest. You can definitely go to Zay Jones or Marvin Jones Jr., but I think those two guys are more of darts. I think Evan Ingram is definitely a little bit safer, in my opinion. And it allows you to get off the possible chalk in Foster Moreau and Greg Dulcich. And then I do like Patrick Mahomes stacks. Pay up to be contrarian in other spots. Everyone's going to go mid. Everyone's going to punt at tight end, so why not go to Travis Kelce, spend up, go to like this double. I definitely don't hate that. Um, and then bringing it back with anyone, probably Christian Kirk would be my preferred option. And then with this Kansas City stack, so there is some interesting things that you can do. So if you want to go like Travis Kelce, I don't hate that. And then like a Kadarius Toney, um, or MVS. I don't hate MVS has been running wind sprints basically, but um, if you want to go like a Tony or an MVS over Juju Smith-Schuster and go with that low-owned option, I think both still have a ceiling. I definitely don't hate that. Obviously, the preferred and much more popular option is just going to be Mahomes, Juju, Travis Kelce, and then Christian Kirk, and then just filling in the rest. But I don't hate going to like a Tony. I definitely don't hate that at all. What else? Last stack here I'll go over, which is Minnesota at Buffalo. Josh Allen's expected to play. Nobody's going to be on Hawkinson. I think people are going to be definitely overlooking him. So I kind of like Hawkinson quite a bit for GPPs. I think Justin Jefferson is going to be extremely, extremely low owned. So I love this double. Um, More so Justin Jefferson, and you can pick whatever you want for the secondary stack. I think Justin Jefferson is just going extremely, extremely under-owned for the slate. So I love Justin Jefferson for GPPs. I love this stack for GPPs as well. I just think it's going way, way under-owned. And then I don't care who you use as a bring back for that game. Anything else? So standalone plays. I think Derrick Henry makes for a very, very good play at running back. I think Dalvin Cook is going to be very, very under-owned. I think this whole Minnesota game is going to be very under-owned. I think Josh Jacobs makes for a very, very good running back play. I haven't looked at ownership, but I'm expecting Josh Jacobs to be way, way under-owned, making him a smash play for me up against Indiana. So I love Josh Jacobs. I think Jonathan Taylor is perfectly fine. Love Kamara, especially for cash. Travis Etienne, love. Love Tony Pollard if Zeke is out. Damian Pierce, love. Um, Outside of that, I'm not in love with anything else. And then for wide receiver, I mean, standalone plays that I like Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, these top guys, Devontae Adams, just gonna have an insane usage rate with everybody out. Diggs, Hopkins after burning everyone last week, I think makes for a great bounce back candidate. I do like Hopkins for GPPs. Actually, is Collar going? Pretty sure Collar's out. Take that back. I'm pretty sure we just got news Collar was out actually, so take that back. But if Collar's in, I do like Hopkins quite a bit, but pretty sure he's out. Amon-Ra St. Brown, love. Mark Cooper's fine. Like Juju a lot. Probably going to be a staple for cash. Sutton's fine. Rondell Moore's fine. Carries Tony's fine. Just for GPPs though. Just a dart. So yeah. Sorry this video wasn't as in depth as normal. I have a lot of work to get to. Got to make some more content and then got to make some more NBA stuff for tomorrow. So it's been rough trying to get back to everything after being gone for over a month, trying to catch up with all the news. So that's why this video wasn't as long. Just it's been rough trying to catch up with everything. So I was good enough, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.